Hey, and we talked about the success of Sonny's 9th birthday and the cake a few weeks back. And an alert listener has said Hamish should be on a high alert for Sonny's birthday, Sonny's 10th birthday, because he promised something for Sonny's 10th birthday a long, long time ago.
Why do I say anything on this show?
So I'm just giving you, rather than springing it to you,
I am actually going to look into bringing a lawyer in future weeks.
So I went back
where if just any time I go to say something, I'll write it down in front of the lawyer, and he'll just shake his head and go, "This could be used against you in future."
So I went back and had a listen to this break, Ham. It's from 2015.
Inadmissible.
Right? And when I was listening to it, boy, is there a lot for us all to unpack. Okay. So we get to the Sonny's birthday part, but on our way there,
that's after his first birthday.
Yeah,
or coming into his first birthday.
Yeah, but on our way there, boy, will we be making some detour tours to see some monuments and castles and things like that.
Okay.
Jack, this is how it started.
And I did something that set up Sonny's future, or secured his future.
Really?
And he's only 16 months old, but...
Pledge to never buy any more equipment for a sport that you won't take up so you can actually afford his tuition for the rest of his life.
Let's pause there. How is the crossbow situation going for you?
Compound bow, mate.
Sorry?
Crossbows are for medieval defenders.
Compound bow.
Compound bows have actually, I've made some contacts within the archery community.
That's where you were up to last time.
No, it's not. At that stage, I just had a hunch. I just had a hunch I'd pleased the archery community. And I had pleased them by by being pro compound bow.
Yep.
And I've had a lot of them. I've talked to a few of them. I'm heading out to Sydney Olympic Park to have a bit of a test fire in a couple of weeks.
And Jacko said you had to do five
range days, which I agree.
Before buying anything.
Because the common theme through the compound bow community, the archery community, is look, this ain't just a one and this ain't to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
This is almost, this is a way of life. And that's why I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in learning the craft and think it's good for the human brain to continuously learn new skills. So, as it stands, they've pleased the community. They've pleased me, and we're pleased with each other.
You're pleased with each other. Okay, great. It continued our chat back in 2015.
Funny you should say bye, because I was having a bit of a think last night. I got online and I bought him something for his 10th birthday. Sort of
Is it something that
I dipped into his inheritance. This won't go on his bill. I'm keeping a tally of all the money I've spent on nappies and food and like that. That's his bill. This I'll keep off the bill. This one's a gift from me.
Is it like when you bought me a Bitcoin using our money, not yours, and
as a group investment,
and then it just went devalued?
How are Bitcoins going, Jackie? You usually keep have a look at them.
Yeah, you bought it at about 900. It's down in the low 300s.
Touching the bottom.
Still
it's bouncing off the bottom of the pool. It's going straight back to the surface. But I only bought one because it was talk of buying significantly more.
So it's a $600. So is this the
same
kind
as
of
houses?
Wow. How's that? Home being dragged through the mud for buying a Bitcoin at 900 Australian dollars.
Yes. And they were at 300 at the time, and we were laughing, and you said, I'm glad I didn't buy more.
Oh, well, that's not the bit I'm listening to. I'm listening to the bit where I bought one. and I called it. Yeah. I called it, didn't I, Jack? We're bouncing off the bottom there, and that was the bottom, wasn't it?
And now we're like, if that's an
30,000
analogy,
US
it's a deep pool because we're going all the way to the top, 40,000 Australian now.
Yeah, that was bouncing off the bottom of literally like the deepest part of the ocean, and now we're like rocketing.
So we look a bit silly there. Well, I do. Having a go at you, but
either way, we don't have the Bitcoin because they're locked behind the password.
You have lost the password.
Yeah, they're lost anyway. But you can tell in Ando, there's glee in Andy's voice. I think there's a slight bit of glee. I can only say this because I've known you for 20 years, Ando. It's undetectable to most people, but I can hear it. It's the tone of a man going, we're talking about 10 years, we're talking about something 9 years from now. I bet we replay this, and I am happy to be going on the record. Laughing at Bitcoin because I already smell that it's into the toilet, and this is only going to get funnier into the future as Bitcoin becomes more and more of a joke like the Y2K virus.
Yes.
But it has come back to bite you.
Yes, I'm gleeless as we listen back to it.
I am crestfallen. Jack, I know you're annoyed too because you're like, I was right there. I was right there.
Imagine we had future information back then.
We were discussing Bitcoin at $300. Anyone on that day could have simply walked from the show and become a billionaire. And none of us chose to.
Haim, it continues. Final question.
Here we go. Go for it. I'll take one more.
Could you have bought this in 10 years' time?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not for today's dollar price.
Okay.
Everyone knows at the end of this year, Star Wars Episode 7's coming out.
Yep.
Everyone's pumped about it. They've released the Legos, right, for the Star Wars coming up. Now, the Millennium Falcon, which is Han Solo's ship, features in Episode 7.
Yep.
Can you imagine? They haven't released the Millennium Falcon for a long time in Lego form, and it became a bit of a collector's item. So now they're releasing it for this run of films. Yep. I've bought it. I'm going to keep it on ice for him. Okay? Probably not ice because it's cardboard, but, just tuck it away.
Yep.
On his 10th birthday, we watched the film, and I go, guess what, mate? 10 years ago, I actually did a little something for you.
What if the film bombs? What if it's
It's Star Wars. It's a slam dunk.
No one liked episode 1.
Yeah, but this is J.J. Abrams. He knows what he's doing.
Okay. Let's pause there. J.J. Abrams. He did know what he was doing because episode 7 was good, but
this is a wonderful lesson. Sorry, continue.
He also directed episode. I went and checked in with Marshy because he's more into Star Wars than I am, and I said, J.J. Abrams, how did he go? Because I thought episode 7 was good. He said he did do well episode 7. Episode 9 was atrocious, which was also J.J. Abrams.
I'm not. Let's be clear here. I didn't buy Sonny a J.J. Abrams poster. But he doesn't know or care who J.J. Abrams is. What I was saying was I'm willing to bet on the Star Wars franchise. As it turns out, I wasn't the only person willing to bet on the Star Wars franchise 10 years ago. A little company called Disney Mickey Mouse Entertainment Co. also bet on the Star Wars franchise when they bought them for what at the time seemed a high amount, I think of about $4 billion.
Yes.
Now, one of the greatest investments of all time.
Incredible.
Me and Disney. What I'm actually learning here, Jack, are you picking up this vibe? Like Oracle kind of stuff. Calling Bitcoin, calling smart Lego Star Wars investments.
Bitcoin, yes. Star Wars being popular.
I mean, Star Wars did have a fan
already
base.
been around for 30 years.
I feel like it was just cresting, and it was people like me that was sort of like, give this thing a go. Give this a go. This could be something.
Let's go back to this final grab.
It's a slam dunk. Can you imagine if you watched Star Wars, the episode, like the first one, the original Star Wars, and then your parents went, hey, back in 1979 when this came out, we actually bought you some Lego from it. You'd lose your mind. As a 10-year-old, it's incredible. It's the best thing I've ever done for you.
In 10 years' time, like maybe the movies aren't going to be the same. Like Sonny might be laughing at the fact that you're still watching these, 2D films.
Love it. He will Ando, put yourself in a 10-year-old's shoes and goes, oh my God, this classic film. My parents bought me some collector's edition Star Wars Lego. Looks like Dad's had a little bit of a play with it, but he's dismantled it and he's put it all back in the box. And now I get to have it as a 10-year-old. That is better than any inheritance that you'd ever want.
Will it be unopened?
It will be in mint condition when he receives it.
Haim, final question for you. Do you have any idea where it is?
I actually do.
Well done.
I actually do. And not only that, but I've added to it. Over the years.
Done.
This is also pre-Lego Masters. So in a weird way, this is me going, shamefully, at the very start, the very first grab you played, I used a blasphemous word.
Yes, I heard that.
Legos. Ooh, you do no say that. I've learnt my lesson there. I shouldn't have even just said it then. I technically am in breach of contract. That is not how you refer to the world's favourite brick. It is always Lego. Bricks of Lego. But what I then realised, so at the time that was the collector's edition Millennium Falcon, and then once I became friends with Brickman from Lego Masters, and I told him about this plan because I still have it. I still have it stored away. He was like, "Oh, mate, you've got to get this. You've got to get the Star Destroyer as well. It's awesome." When it came out, he hooked me up with the Star Destroyer. So it's actually there's 2 of them.
Amazing.
There's 2. And the reason I was like, let's save it till he's 10 is because we've built the small Millennium Falcon a couple of years ago. And that's also awesome. It's not, that's like rad. The big Lego builds, it will take a month. Like it will take a month. It's like a full dining room table build. And I've felt myself over the years get excited. Like there was one Christmas where we were like struggling, like, what do we get Sonny for Christmas? And there was a bit of me going, I've got that Millennium Falcon. Do we go early?
Oh,
And I nearly broke the glass, but I didn't. And I'm really glad I didn't because there's just no way a kid younger than 10 is going to focus long enough to do it.
Thing.
And then it's a good family. It's a good mates project too. Like just rolling for a month. I've actually got it, Ando.
And has it gone up in value?
It would have.
You can still
Is
buy
it a
them.
collector's edition?
You can still buy them. I thought they would be unbuyable, but 10 years actually wasn't long enough for it to become like worth thousands and thousands of dollars.
And they've really rejazzed the franchise, and Disney want a little bit of that money that you get from
they didn't cut off the supply. Lego smartly have kept them commercially available. However, little was I to know that in the intervening 10 years from back then, where Lego was a forgotten toy, there would be a hit television show that brought it right back into relevance, and one man's single-handedly put Lego together.
Thanks for listening. The Hamish and Andy podcast will return next week. Catch up or contribute at hamishandandy.com.